Hey everybody, welcome back to Mike Oski's Kitchen. My name is Michael Olszewski, and I'm the chef of my kitchen, and I hope you're being the chef of your kitchen, especially during these times. Hey, we've been making some really good meals and really good dishes. We're gonna swing back to a little bit more Polish flavor this week, and I'm gonna tell you what, this one is near and dear to my heart. It's an old school recipe. It's called city chicken, but it's not really chicken, and I'll explain why. When I was a kid, living in north central Pennsylvania, yes, that's a shout out to Shamokin and Mount Carmel, those areas, that's where I grew up. And of course, Pittsburgh is another one. My Steelers, love my Steelers. This dish is found everywhere in Pennsylvania, New York, Northeast Ohio, forget about it, it's everywhere. It's called city chicken, but it's made with pork. I'm gonna show you how to do it, it's fantastic. If you guys had this when you were kids, this is gonna take you back a few years. Simple, 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 simple. Look at the ingredients, very, very, very minimal. We're gonna use milk, 3/4 cup, and we're gonna crack 2 eggs in a dish here. And we're gonna throw that milk in there with that. We're gonna make an egg wash. We have salt and pepper. We have marjoram. I love marjoram just about on everything. I just love it. A little bit of Lorry salt. This is seasoned salt, and I'll show you what we're gonna do with that. And of course, some Italian-style breadcrumbs. I know I'm mixing some Italian into our Polish dish, but that's fine. But it's very good. It makes that taste really pop. And I use four pork loins equaling about 2 pounds. These are about 1 inch thick. This is what you want to do. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the pork, and we're going to show you what we're going to do with these nice little 6-inch wooden skewers that we're going to put the pork on. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut the pork up. I'm going to show you what size we want to go with that, and then I'm going to show you how to go ahead and skewer the pork onto the sticks, and then we're going to go ahead and get these things through an egg wash, flour, back to an egg wash, back to a breading, and then we're gonna go ahead and fry them up and make city chicken. This is fantastic, guys. You're gonna love it. It's easy, easy, easy. Anybody can do this. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I'm gonna do with the pork. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, chefs. Let's go ahead and cut these pork chops up. Pretty much what I get a center cut. It's just like a regular pork chop without the bone. It's a center cut, it's beautiful. And it's only about 1 inch thick. So what we wanna do, we wanna cube this. We wanna go 1 inch by 1 inch. So it's already 1 inch thick. We want to cut it in inch squares. I'll show you what I'm going to do. Handy knife, about 1 inch. I just guess. There's 1 inch. That looks like another inch. And let's go ahead and split that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn them, and I'm going to make little cubes. See that? Look at that. Okay? Do that on the other one here. Perfect. Inch, inch and a half. Same thing there. And if you want, this one's a little bigger. I did that for a reason because I like to trim some of the fat off. We'll get rid of that, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and cube these up. Same thing here. Ready to go. That's exactly what we wanna do. Here, right here, are the cubes of the pork that you wanna have, about that size. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna stick them on these skewers, these wooden skewers, and I'll show you what we do next. But first, I got some work to do. You got some work to do. We gotta cube the rest of these 3 up. I'll see you right back here, and we'll start sticking them on these sticks, and I'll show you what to do after that. Hey, we're back. Cheers. I hope you went ahead and cubed up your pork. This is what I did, about this size, about 1 by 1, 1.5 by 1. Nice little cube of pork. Now listen, before I go any further, you can use pork on this. You can use pork, a pound. I'm using 2 pounds of pork, always 2 pounds of meat. So you can use 2 pounds of pork, or you can use a pound of pork with a pound of veal, and then kind of go back and forth as you're stacking these things up on these skewers. This time, in these days, pork's gonna be the best for me to do because veal's hard to find. So anyway, we're gonna go all pork with this, but you can use veal, but you're gonna go all pork. It doesn't matter to me, whatever your family likes. So let's go ahead and let me show you what to do. I'm gonna take one of these. I'm just gonna put it right through the skewer and write it down. There's 1, 2, just slide it down, 3, 4. That looks about good. We can put 1 more on there. And we'll go 5. That is city chicken right there. Let me show you 1 more. Just fill it up. You can go 4 or 5, whatever's gonna work depending on the width that you cut your pork. 2, 3. I know how to count well, don't I? 4. Let's get 1 more on there. 5. There you go, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of these up, finish putting the rest of these on there, and we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show what the next step is, which is the breading process before we go ahead and brown these puppies. So I wanna go ahead and finish them up. Watch and have some fun. Okay, so we got our city chicken nice and stacked up here. We skewered everything. Again, you're gonna have to figure out how you like it to be skewered. I'm gonna wash my hands. Next thing you wanna do is just go ahead and season these things, okay? Simple, simple, simple. I'm gonna take a little salt. Here's, watch this, watch this. There's no measurements. A little bit of salt. Hey, 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 hey. And then we're gonna go a little bit of pepper. You like that noise? Hiya, hiya, hiya. Oh, I can't get the pepper open. There we go. A little bit of pepper, just over the top, nothing much, just cover it, just season it. And then we're gonna take some Lori salt, same thing. Ba 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 ba. Do you like the ba 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 or the hi hi hi? Okay, I like it. I like them both. And of course, some marjoram. Just over the top. And I'm gonna flip them over. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm making about 8, 6, 7, and 8. And guess what? We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Let's start with the salt. Da, 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 da. Beautiful. These are gonna be so good, folks. Look how easy this is. Nothing to it. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of pepper. A lot of pepper, a lot of pepper. I like the pepper. And then we're gonna go with some marjoram. Sweet marjoram, sweet marjoram. That's a different song. Anyway, here's some Lori salt. So over the top. That's it. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and work these through an egg wash, a flour, and a breadcrumb. We're gonna bread these puppies up and we're gonna go ahead and brown them. I'll be right back. Hey, real quick, before we start our breading process, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna actually use. So what we're gonna do is take 2 eggs, break them into a bowl, okay? Then we're gonna take 3/4 cup of milk, put it into the eggs. We're just gonna go ahead and mix these up. This is gonna be our egg wash. 2 eggs, 1/4 cup of milk. That's nice and blending. Listen, it's like a bird song. There we go. And then we're going to use, like I said, we're going to use the breadcrumbs. I'm using the Italian style. You can use regular breadcrumbs, or you can use panko or panko, or whatever they call that, Japanese panko. And then, of course, some flour. So we'll be right back, and let's start breading these city chicken. Click, click, city chicken. Awesome, awesome, awesome food. See you right back here. Okay, it's time to get your hands dirty. Ready? This is the hard part. No, it's not. It's not the hard part. It's the easy part, actually. It's the fun part. Slop around a little bit. Have some fun. We're going to go ahead and bread these city chicken sticks. I'm going to show you how to do that. Stay hydrated. I've washed my hands, so make sure you wash your hands plenty of times dealing with pork and chicken, things like that. Let me show you the process, the way I bread city chicken. I go with the egg wash first, and then I go to the flour, and I kind of put some flour on it. Go back to the egg wash, and then I'll come over here to the breadcrumbs, and then we'll finish, okay? So let me show you one. So I'm gonna go ahead, egg wash. Just gonna drop it in, flip it around a few times, then I go right to the flour. Use your hands, it's okay. Just pat it in there. Don't have to get a really big coating on it. We'll go back to the egg wash one more time, and then we're gonna go to the coating. Make sure you get the whole thing coated. Boom! That's perfect. That's ready to cook. Let's do another one. Remember, egg wash first. It's okay to get dirty. Remember when you're kids, you get your hands dirty in the mud and stuff? This is the same thing. Have fun. Parents, have fun, adults. Back to the egg wash. And then let's make sure we get covered. And then let's go right to our breading. You can just get it in and roll it on there. Oh, it's almost showtime. You want one more? I get one more. Egg wash. Say it with me. Egg wash. Flour. Just keep spinning it. You got the stick, spin it in your fingers. It's okay. And if your eyes are starting to ache because of the sheen on my head, put some sunglasses on. Back to the egg wash. Back to the final roll of the breadcrumbs. So there's 3, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and finish these next 5 up, and I'm gonna meet you over at the hot spot because I'm gonna show you what to do. We got a couple more steps. We're gonna go ahead and brown these, not cook them, just brown them in some oil, and then we're gonna go ahead and bake them up. So for right now, I got some work to do. You got some work to do. I'll see you back over at the hot spot. Okay, great. So here we are at the hot spot. Love, my favorite place to be. I got my cast iron baby going here. We got some oil heating up. I'm using vegetable oil. Don't use olive oil because olive oil doesn't have heat resistance. It's gonna smoke a bunch. The vegetable oil is the best for this, okay? Real quick, before we get the city chicken into this, we have a roaster pan. I'm gonna go ahead and just drop a little bit of water in the bottom of this, just to cover it. Now, the reason why I do that is because when it goes into the oven, it's gonna go into the oven. This water helps, I think, hydrate it and keep things nice and moist, that kind of stuff. I know you love that word. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to line this pan like that. And then we're going to put the city chicken in here, and then we're going to cover this with foil. So I'll be right back once this oil heats up, and we'll get to cooking. All right, here we are at the hot spot. Now we're going to go ahead and brown these. We're not going to fully cook them, we're going to brown them. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take them, we're going to drop them right in here. Hear that nice little sizzle. 2. I do 4 at a time. What we're going to do is we're going to cook them for 2 to 3 minutes on one side, flip them, go to 2 to 3 minutes. We just want it browned. We don't want it cooked. We don't want it blackened. We just want it browned. You know, all depends how fast the oil is cooking. So what I like to do is kind of take my fork and check it once in a while, see how things are looking. Yeah, it needs to go a little more. What we're going to do is flip them over, and then we're going to make them brown, and then we're going to take, after that, we're going to transfer them right into this pan, okay? So we'll be right back. I'll show you what they look like after we flip them. All right, it's been about 2 minutes. Look how nice they look. That's exactly what you want your city chicken to look like. You're not frying them heavy. You're not trying to really do anything crazy. You're just trying to get them brown and crisp, so when they transfer into the pan, they're ready to bake. And I'll tell you a little bit here how much we're going to bake them, okay? So anyway, just go ahead and keep them going, keep them moving in the pan so they don't stick. Probably won't, got enough oil in there. But we're going to go ahead and let these finish up. I'll be right back, transfer them to the pan, and I'll tell you how much we're going to go ahead and put them into the oven for. All right, hey, we're done here with these first 4. Let's go ahead and take them off. Take a nice little spatula. We're going to line them in the pan. Those look perfect. See how nice and brown they are and crisp? You don't want them heavy. I'm going to put them side by side in this pan, okay? Now what we're going to do next, I'm going to finish up these next 4. I'm going to put these next 4 in the pan, and then I'm going to show you one more step before we put it into the oven. I've already preheated it for 350, and I'll tell you how long. But let's go ahead and finish these 4, and then we'll be right back, and we'll start baking these puppies, and we'll be ready to eat some great, great, great city chicken. All right, our city chicken is done and fried, and it's nice and brown, if you can see that. One last step before I put it in the oven. I'm going to take some nice white onion and just sprinkle it on top. I just love onion on top of this Polish food. It just adds so much. The onion, of course, will cook and fall off and all that kind of stuff. But I just add a little bit of onion on the thing, and it'll bake with it. Last step we've got to do here, cover this thing up. Take a little bit of aluminum foil here. I'm just going to go ahead and cover the top of it. And we are ready to roll. Here's what we're going to do. 350 for 25 minutes, and then we're going to take this top off and go another 10. So I'll see you right back here after we take it out, after the first 25. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Hey, we're here, we've arrived. We took out the city chicken from the oven. Hey, look, we put it in for 25 minutes, covered. Took the cover off, another 10 minutes to crisp it up. It's fantastic. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try some city chicken. Look at it. It's still steaming. It's beautiful. Oh God, here we go. Whoa. Oh, it's fantastic. It's awesome. It takes me back 40 years. I guess I'm telling you a little bit about my age. Look, this is a fantastic dish. I grew up on it in northeastern Pennsylvania, in the Mount Carmel, Shamokin area. But you know what? Traveling to Pittsburgh has been a huge part of my life these days, and city chicken is everywhere. Look, this is fantastic. It's so easy. It's so simple that you can make this for your family. Remember what I say, cook it and they will come. You gotta cook this and they will show up to the kitchen table and eat this. It's fantastic, folks. Look, I'm gonna take another bite. Oh, so good. God, is it good. But anyway, try it out. Take your time. Share this with your friends. Share this with your family. Share this with your social media friends. You know, in these crazy times that we're living in, you got the time. Cook something fun. Cook something interesting. Cook something creative. City chicken, not really chicken, it's pork or veal, is a fantastic way to do that. Look, thank you for showing up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm telling you, we're gonna got more to come. Many more to happen. I just don't want you to miss anything. So, thank you. God bless you. Enjoy this dish. And in my Polish way of love, to say to you, na zdrowie.